So welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald, where last time we roamed around the region, kind of, not really, to go after a roamer, that being Latios. Then took on the final trick house of the entire game. And this time, I'm doing something I completely forgot about because we're in the middle of the champion room at the time, and that's usually when I go and try to do these things, is right before the start of a recording session, and I just now completely remembered as I was doing the intro. Pikachu, I need you right now. I need to nickname you at the moment. Because one of you guys actually got a nickname for the Pikachu, and I completely forgot to go and name this, so let's go do this. And as for context, that comment for the Pikachu at the time of recording was yesterday, so I hope that doesn't sound like I'm trying to ignore the comments. It's just because I record far into advance for reasons I've said it before. Anyways, I need to go nickname this thing right now. And actually, I need to go and see what to nickname this, so give me a sec. Okay, got the name. Got the name. I had to go back in the comments a little bit to go and find it. Alright, Pikachu. It's gonna have the weirdest name ever. It is WTB. Okay, background for this. I don't know where I get this phrase from. I have said it a lot throughout my helping career, and it's just kind of stuck with me. It stands for "what the balls." I don't know. I guess it's just saying it's better than saying "what the hell" or whatever. But I don't know. It's just a phrase that I say all the time. And one of you guys suggested that I should name the Pikachu that, so because I was seeing if I could get a Pikachu with the light ball. There was too many things that lined up for it, and I thought it was great. So thank you to that person who named that Pikachu, because that is actually amazing. Anyways, so there's still a bunch of other Pokemon that needs to be nicknamed, but at the time of recording, that has not come out yet. That goes for, yeah, the Relicanth, with actually, at the time of recording, that video comes out today, so I might get that sooner. Otherwise, you have all the legendaries, which again, the videos haven't come out for that just yet on my side. When it comes to nicknames, if there hasn't any Pokemon that you haven't seen nicknamed just yet, I promise you the final episode of the series will make sure that everything is nicknamed. And I will not record the final episode until all of the other ones have come out and all of the nicknames have been granted. So, I will be doing that, at least for community posts and stuff too. I will warn when the last episode is coming out and when your deadline for nicknames are going to be. But for right now, we have not hit that. That will be soon though. For today, I want to come over to Route 111. I think it's Route 11. I want to go and see the Windstreet people. You're the first trainer I've seen who deploys Pokemon that's stronger than you. I killed your son. That sounds really bad. Really? You guys don't say anything about your son? I fought him at the Pokemon League, or the Victory Road. Okay, well, he isn't, because I'm the champion. I thought they would have had some new dialogue. That's unfortunate. Over here is something I have completely avoided, is the Trainer Hill. You want to know why? It's because we couldn't have access to it until we get post-game. Welcome to this place. Do you see the time board over there? My friends and I are trying to see who can reach the top in the least time. You can run in this? I didn't know you can run in this. Who knows what sort of trainers and Pokemon combos are ahead. All I know is that I'll knock aside anyone that stands in my way. I'm not going to be actually doing this. There's a Pokemon Center here. I didn't know there was a Pokemon Center here. Weird. So, I'm not going to be actually doing this. Whoa, that's a lot of text on screen. Simply because there's really no reason to go and do this. You can buy stuff here, though. Yeah, I should buy some really good stuff here. Weird. So, I'm just going to talk about this place because, again, there's really no reason to do it. So, what is this place? Well, it's basically a battle tent, kinda. Basically, you have to race through the building as fast as humanly possible, getting to the top and defeating all the trainers in the process. And depending on the difficulty and depending on the amount of time you do, you'll get different prizes for it. So, all fights are double battles, no money and XP are gained, and there are multiple difficulties. So, if you get under a 12-minute clear here, on normal mode, you can get TM11 Sunny Day. Sure, I guess. If you beat it on Variety, you'll get an Elixir. On Unique, under 12 minutes, you'll get a TM19 Giga Drain, which is a little better, I think. And if you beat it under 12 minutes on Expert, you'll get a TM31 Brick Break, which is actually really nice. As for all the other difficulties on the time limits, these will all net you the same thing. So a 12 to 13 minute clear is an Ether, 13 to 14 minute is Max Potion, 14 to 16 is a Revive, 16 to 18 is a Fluffy Tail, and over an 18 minute clear is a Great Ball. As such, Trainer Hill is kind of pointless. The only nice TM here is Brick Break, and that's about it. That's why I'm not really going out of my way to show this. It's just a bunch of trainers in a bunch of areas with double battles. That's all that is. So, needless to say, there's a reason why I never came back in later games. Now for something more interesting. I want to go to Route 114. Over to Farlarbor. Make sure you have max repels and stuff. I want to go into the Fossil Maniac's place. That's the move tutor. I want to go over to the Fossil Maniac's place. Inside here, if you make a Pokemon dig inside of a... No, duh. Alright, I guess I have to go in here properly, and I can't sprint in here. That's unfortunate. If we go to the end, you'll see it's been opened. Fossils are so wonderful. It's so dreamy. You are weird. Oh, it's not safe that way. I was digging away, you see, when the whole wall collapsed. I think there's a giant cavern underneath now. But I've left it alone because I don't think there are any fossils there. I'll be the judge of that. Welcome to a completely unique area of Pokemon Emerald. This is the Desert Underpass. I don't know how this connects to the underneath of the desert, but here we are. And this place is super weird. This only has one new encounter, and it's our first new encounter of the post-game. That being Ditto. It's an extremely gimmicky normal type that can become literally anything you want it to be. It only knows the move Transform, but that Transform will allow it to turn into any Pokemon of your choosing as long as it's on the opposite side of the field. The problem with it is that it kind of relies on what Pokemon the opponent has for it to even be useful, so it's not much of a good competitive Pokemon or anything like that. However, it is the king when it comes to breeding Pokemon. Since it can turn into anything, you can breed any Pokemon with it that has an egg group attached to it. So, if you need to breed a bunch of Pokemon, or need to breed different kinds of Pokemon for shiny hunting reasons or whatever, there you go. Ditto is perfect for that. At the end of the tunnel is this. It's the other fossil we didn't choose. Weird, huh? Yeah, it fell down here of all places. And that's it of this place. There's no other new Pokemon, there's nothing else interesting. It's just that other fossil. Pokemon Emerald's the one game that lets you get 2 fossils for 1. You can get both the fossils, which is really cool. And as such, I will go and restore that off screen. If you want to go and name that Lily, be my guest. It will be in the comments below. And yeah, that's it of the Desert Underpass. Yeah. Again, okay. I want to go out of here and look at the Pokénav, because geographically this makes no freaking sense. So, Pokénav. Where we is right up north, and assuming that we are still going north, the Desert Underpass would be like above this route here. The desert's over freaking here. Like, how does that connect? That makes no sense whatsoever. I don't get it. I've always been confused by that. Because, again, they intend you to think that that is literally the underneath of the giant desert out here. Because, well, that's where, was it Mirage Tower went away. Like, that's where it disappeared off to. I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess it's just because they didn't have anywhere else to put the place. So, I guess there's that. Another obscure thing I want to go and talk about is over at Route 123. I'll meet you guys on over there. Over to the side of Route 123, there's someone interesting we haven't seen in a while. The wife of the Berry Master. The way my husband grows berries, he makes me proud. Incidentally, do you have a good saying? So, since we become champion, there's now new phrases we can go and give to her. So, if you put in, let's do C. Yeah, we'll do C. I'm looking for the word challenge. There we go. Challenge. Then contest. And this is the same for all players. This literally just if you became champion. Where the crap is the where the balls is this? There it is. Challenge contest. Ah, what a remarkable saying! I want you to have this. Pamtree berry. A very rare berry, and I think, according to one of you guys, is actually a really good berry to make Pokeblocks for Feebas. Which I had a lot of discussions about Feebas with you guys, and it was actually very entertaining. You don't get... Oh, don't tell me I have to come back to you, like, each day to give you a different phrase. Because that's really stupid if that's the case. Oh my god, that is the case. Okay. So I guess on a different day, too, here's all the other ones. If you chose to see Latios and actually caught it, you can give her the phrase overwhelming Latios, and she'll give you a Watmel berry, which is another extremely rare berry. If you give her the phrase cool Latios, if you chose to find Latios, she'll give you a Durin berry. And if you tell her the phrase super hustle, she'll give you a blueberry, which is just for becoming champion. If you care about berries, there you go. And man, we are just going through a bunch of stuff today. Shoot, man. Running out of, well, that's not true. There's still a lot to go and explore. Speaking of, I want to head over to the Safari Zone. Over to the Safari Zone. Now that we've become a champion, this place has been extended, specifically in Emerald version. There's literally 2 new whole extensions to this place. A northern extension and a... I'm trying to scroll through my notes to try to find. The southern extension, yeah. And I think you have to go into different places and to try to find those, yeah. So, we're gonna screw around in a little Safari Zone for a bit, but there are a lot of new Pokemon now that we've become a champion. So, let's get into what those Pokemon are. Starting in the north extension, I am freaking having issues. We can start finding Apom. It's a normal type that doesn't do much. As such, it's mostly just an all-around physical attacker, I guess. There's really not much I can really say about this thing. Since it has no evolution in this generation, it's really just stuck being a mediocre normal type, and it doesn't really learn anything that can do anything good. As such, especially since it's competing with fricking Slacking of all things, there's really just nothing I can say that's good about this thing. However, it can have the ability of pickup, but we've had access to Zigzagoon since the beginning of the game, so what would be the point of that? I don't know. Another new Pokemon we can get is Teddiursa. It becomes a physically powerful normal type that is a force to be reckoned with. Well, with okay defenses, it does have a decent HP stat that can take a really good advantage of, well, return. Besides that, yeah, it can learn some good variety of moves like Brick Break and Earthquake, but completely honest with you though, it shows up too late to really ever be useful for anybody on the journey. Along with that, you're competing with Slacking. And Slacking has been accessible since, well, forever at this point. So I don't really suggest it simply because, well, we've had a better option for a very long time. I guess it's nice since it always comes with the ability to pick up, but again, we've had access to Zigzagoon since the beginning of the game. Another new Pokemon we can get is Lediba. No! Strangely, it becomes a specially defensive tank. It is a horrible attacker, though. It has horrible attacking power that has nothing to show for it. It literally can't learn a Bug-type move, and only learns one Flying-type move through TMs, that being Aerial Ace. It just doesn't do anybody any favors, and I hate talking crap about it because I actually kind of like its evolution, but yeah, no, this thing just sucks. I'm sorry, it's terrible. And another new Pokemon we can get there is Sunkern. Hell no! It is a pure grass type that is literally the worst Pokemon of all time because it has the worst stats of all time. It literally does not have a stat over 30 and learns garbage moves as a result. While its evolution is far far better with a usable special attack stat, it's just not worth the headache. There's far better grass types out here that we've had access to, and we've had access to way better grass types since the beginning of the game via frickin' Lotad. As such, just don't use this thing. It's basically just the original frickin' love disc of all things. I have nothing really good to say about it, and I apologize. Another new Pokemon we can get there is Hoot Hoot. It's a gimmicky normal flying type that becomes a strange special tank for some reason. Its gimmick is to confuse and put its opponents to sleep, then spam buffing moves and Dream Eater. Besides that, it has really bad physical defense and offense, also Heracross, hello, screwing it out of any stab potential. With other flyers existing before it, like Swellow or even Skarmory for that matter, I don't really see a point to getting this thing, to be honest with you. I don't really see why you would ever want it besides Dex completion. Another new Pokemon over there, I apologize, there's a lot of new Pokemon, is Pineco. It's a tanky bug type that turns into the notorious wall that is Fortress. It is kind of weird. It only has the one weakness of fire, making it an ideal tank to Toxic Stall with. It can set up hazards, it can be a really good support, it can protect itself via Protect. It can be a pretty friggin' good wall. Problem with it, it literally can't learn any stab move, unless if you do egg stuff. Yeah. It can take a decent advantage of Earthquake, but besides that, it's not meant to be an attacker. It is absolutely meant to be a wall. And, hi Pineco. It is meant to be a wall, and, well, it's a very good wall, but terrible attacker. The next Pokemon we can get up there, I thought was going to be the last one. Oh god, hi Sunkern. Is Houndour. This is a really, really good fire dark type that in this generation highly favors. If it showed... It would favor it if it showed up in the main game at least. Thanks to Gen 3, it takes full advantage of a high special attack stab via Flamethrower and Crunch. It can also weirdly learn Solar Beam through TMs, but another star TM is Overheat. It becomes a great mixed attacker when evolved, giving it more options through TMs like Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball. The only bad thing is that it is frail and it has bad physical defense, but it's designed to be a glass cannon. It can be a threat because of all the variety of things it can do. It's really nice. Along with that, it shows up so late that it doesn't really do it can't really do much for the rest of the game here, unless if you just really want to use a Houndoom. I wish it showed up earlier in the game, I'm gonna be honest with you, because it would be so nice if it could. The next Pokemon, which, man, this is still not the final Pokemon, holy crap, is Miltank. As the name implies, it is the tank of all tanks when it comes to normal types. It's a Pokemon that is strangely speedy and very tanky. Its gimmick is to be a budget Chansey, having good defense with HP and can heal itself through Milk Drink and eventually Heal Bell. It strangely learns a bunch of moves through TMs, however, due to its garbage special attack, the only ones I would ever consider giving it are Shadow Ball, Brick Break, Return, and Earthquake. While it's not bad by any means, it's just another normal type that is grossly overshadowed by Slacking. Besides that, it is a strange Pokemon that can be extremely annoying to deal with. As such, it is a wall, and if you played Pokemon, if you played any of these JoJo games, you would be crying right now. Freaking Whitney. The last new Pokemon you can get in the Northern Extension is Shuckle. Only found through Rock Smash, wholly defensive stats Batman. It is a bug rock type that has extremely high defense. As such, it is supposed to be the staller of all stallers. Attacking wise, it is pitiful of an attacker. But that's not what this thing is meant to be. This thing is meant to be really annoying with Attract, then put on Toxic and use Rest when needed, and just wall everything. It is amazing for that. As such, yeah, besides that, it's a terrible Pokemon. It's a really good win button if you can use it right, but honestly, I would not, unless if you want to have a really fun time or you want to piss somebody off. It's not bad. It's definitely a wall, but I wouldn't really suggest it. In the Southern Extension, we can get ourselves Mareep. It's a really good pure electric type that does its job very well. While it is slow and learns extremely limited moves, it takes a great advantage of Thunderbolt, via TMs unfortunately, and can be a really good support member through Cotton Spore and Light Screen. Besides that, it's a very generic electric type that isn't going to be anything different. As such, if you've used one before, you know what you're getting into. It's a good alternative to Electrike or Magnemite, but it just shows up too late to be a good consideration for an electric type member, especially since we have to freaking fight Wallace, which we basically hadn't have an electric type for. Next up is Spinarak. While better than Leddyba, no. It's a bug poison type that gets terrible moves leveling up and can only get the offensive bug move of Leech Life, which is garbage in this generation. At least it can get Sludge Bomb through TMs and can take advantage of Spider Web, which is its unique move that is basically bug type mean look. However, the only good stat on it is its physical attack, otherwise it's meh and just very slow. Well, it looks cool. Bug types other than Heracross or Scyther's line just suck in this generation. Bug types wouldn't really get any debut until basically Pokemon Black and White. Another new Pokemon we can get is Gligar. It's a unique flying ground type that is strangely physically tanky. Its typing gives it two unique immunities, that being electric and ground, at the cost of a water weakness and ice quad weakness. Like many Pokemon, it really has to rely on TMs to have good moves, but it can learn some good stuff like Earthquake, Sludge Bomb, and Aerial Ace. Besides that, it's not the best attacker and it has mediocre stats all around with terrible special attack. This thing gets fixed in the next generation with a better evolution, but sadly, it's stuck like this in this game. As such, it can be difficult to use, but something to throw people off if you really want to. Next up is Snubbull, a pure normal type that becomes a slow but physically adept attacker. Besides learning garbage moves naturally, it can learn some good coverage moves like Earthquake, Brick Break, Shadow Ball, and Sludge Bomb through TMs. Another bonus is that it does come with Intimidate, which is awesome. Intimidate's an awesome ability. Besides that, it's a normal type, so it's competing with Slacking and, well, now Ursaring. It's just not that special about at what it does. Along with the fact that it's slow, there's simply just other normal types that do what it does better. As such, I'd only grab it if you really want something with Intimidate. That's all I'd say. Next up is Stantler. I have no idea what the hell this thing's trying to do. It's a very balanced, pure normal type that also has Intimidate. Its gimmick is to be extremely annoying through Stomp and doing Sand Attack to lower accuracy drops, then also use Confusion by, well, Confuse Ray. Okay, that was worded weirdly. It likes to confuse opponents. It does not have the move Confusion. Why does everything have to have a move? Besides that, it learns a couple of coverage moves through TMs like Shadow Ball, but that's about it. There's really nothing this thing does that distinguishes itself from the competition. Unless if you want to be hated by your friends, I just wouldn't pick this up besides Dex completion. Next up on the waters, and pretty much the water in the both extensions, is Wooper, the final water ground type of this generation, and is the first one in the series history. Only found by surfing, its typing gives it the only weakness of grass with the immunity of electric. It carries a really high HP stat and is decent all around. It learns really good moves like Natural, Earthquake, and Surf, and then also can learn Brick Break or Sludge Bomb through TMs. While it's not offensive like Mudkip's line, it does its job very well. The only bad things are that it's slow and it has a slightly lower special attack, making Stab Water bad. Otherwise, it's a classic water ground type that does its job very well. Especially since I used one in Soul Silver, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. In conjunction with Wooper, you have its evolved form of Quagsire here. It's the same deal with Wooper. It's an amazing water ground type. Just keep in mind that it's a 1% chance to find here. And something I should mention too, I would not get the ability of Damp on this thing. That just makes it to where explosion moves in battle are negated. Get it Water Absorb, give it another immunity. It's great. Next up, you can find Remoraid, found by fishing via the Good or Super Rod. It's weird. It becomes a good mixed attacker that strangely learns a lot of moves through TMs like Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, and Psychic. Another beauty is that it actually learns Ice Beam naturally, and it has its unique move of Octazooka, a 65 power, 85 accurate water move that has a 50% chance to lower the opponent's accuracy. As such, it can be unpredictable as an attacker, but it's frail and it's painfully slow, so its use case will vary between users. It's not horrible, it's kind of just there. And by extension, and the last Pokemon you can get there is Octillery. It's a 1% chance with the Super Rod. It's only there to skip at Remerade's evolution if you want to go and skip that. It's the same things I said about Remoraid. It's just kind of here, I guess. And that's pretty much it of the Safari Zone, but there's one last thing I want to go and talk about, and it's something I didn't talk about because, well, we didn't really have any access to berries at the time. We had some berries, but not a bunch. And that's these things. These things right here. Would you like to place a Pokeblock? I don't have any. Yeah. These are kind of a mini game, kind of. This makes it to where if you use, actually, well, there is a whole mini game, but this basically just increases the encounter rate of these, of the Pokemon surrounding the feeder. Yeah. I don't know how you do the specific mini game. Let me leave here. I thought it was actually like just a thing. Yes. Thank you, buddy. I just wasted $500, but I can make that back super easily. Is it the other guy that I have to talk to? No. Okay, well, I guess it's kind of a minigame. I don't know. I had it in my notes as it being a minigame. Or is it you? No. Okay. So, basically you have to use Pokeblocks to entice wild Pokemon. Think of it like the Safari Zone in Heart Gold and Soul Silver or in Fire Red and Leaf Green. There's also feeders scattered throughout these zones that you can only put one block in to entice certain Pokemon depending on the type of block for about 100 steps. There's no new Pokemon there gained through this method. It's just there if you want to increase your chances of finding other Pokemon that are more rare, like Heracross, but that's about it. And that's it for now. That's all the things I want to go and talk about at the moment, so I'm going to go fly on over to, I guess, Slateport. There are more things out in the main game, but we are going to save that for later because, well, dramatic effect, I guess. I don't know. So, with all that said done, I think there's only one thing we gotta go and take care of, and that's setting sail for a whole new area. Yeah, we still got places to go to. Next time on Pokemon Emerald, we're setting out to sea, thanks to that ticket we got from our dad, who was also from Briny. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.